topic today is how to overcome procrastination. Are you a procrastinator? We all know the proverb, procrastination is the thief of time. In other words, the person who delays to do things at the right moment ultimately finds himself in a situation when he has very little time to complete the task. There are so many books written on this subject or topic that it seems to be a universal problem. We can define procrastination as the act of unnecessarily or voluntarily delaying or postponing something despite knowing that there will be negative consequences for doing so. People struggling with this are analytical, overthinkers, those who have a lot on their plates, those who juggle between lots of things to do, entrepreneurs, PhD students also, and so we can go on with the list. It is very important to realize that procrastination is not laziness and has nothing to do with willpower or work ethic. It's behavior caused by stress and sometimes also unfounded negative beliefs we have about ourselves. But the issue is stress. You procrastinate to give yourself a break, and it feels good for a short time, for a very short time, maybe just for a few minutes. According to Melanie Robbins, an author of many books, she's also an American podcast host and a motivational speaker, you should never see yourself as a procrastinator, but realize that procrastination is a bad habit. Therefore, we can break it in the same way as we do with other bad habits. You have a pattern. There's a trigger. The trigger is stress. There's a pattern. You avoid doing work. Then there's a reward. Stress is relieved. If I can use an example of my own life, I have to clean out the garage because there are so many boxes and there's no space for my car to get into the garage. Now, I feel so sorry for myself if I'm saying to myself, you're going to do it today. I feel so sorry for myself. I feel that I should give myself a reward before I start. So I will make a cup of coffee and take a bar of chocolate and tell myself that I need this energy just to get started. But after that, I do not feel better about this problem because it's still waiting for me. The garage is still waiting for me. So I'm just delaying this problem a bit further. Okay, so the trick is to get started. The hardest part is to get started. You cannot avoid stress. Stress is part of life. We will all have stress. But you have to break the pattern of avoiding work. Sometimes we try to do it by multitasking, and you take your laptop and you start working while you're still watching TV, or you waste your time on social media in between your work, and you feel there's a reward, your stress is a little relieved, but this only lasts for a very short time. The work is still there waiting for you. So the secret of procrastination is to break the cycle of procrastinating. You have, first of all, to acknowledge that you have stress. And by doing that, you activate your prefrontal cortex. She then suggests that you use the 5-minute rule. That's a cognitive behavioral technique that is designed to overcome procrastination and boost productivity. The basis of this rule is that all you need to do is to commit to spend just 5 minutes on whatever it is you're procrastinating on. Tell yourself that you're just going to do it for 5 minutes. You're free to stop. You're free to go after 5 minutes. And that is why it is important to prioritize also, so that you do the first things then first. eventually what happens is that 80% of people will keep on longer than 5 minutes. In combination with that, she also suggests that you use the 5-second rule, and that is to be in control of your situation and to nail yourself to a chair to start doing it. You count. She says that she uses it also in the morning when the alarm clock goes off. She says to herself, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. So if you have to start working and you have to nail yourself to a chair, that's also a good way to get yourself on the chair by counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're on your chair and you start with the first thing on your list. And then you say to yourself, you just have to do it for 5 minutes. Then you can do something else. And as said before, after 5 minutes, 80% of people would go on. I think it's not so bad. It's just that before starting, you felt it's a lot of work waiting on you, and you need some courage just to get going. We all know that change happens with a decision to change. So you also need to discipline yourself to start doing, of course, but make a promise to yourself that you will keep your mindset positive. Start doing it in areas of your life. In one area, maybe specifically the area where you tend to procrastinate the most. And then if you have success in that area, you can start doing it in all areas of your life where you procrastinate. If you succeed, then you will have a happier life. You will be a happier person by knowing that you have conquered procrastination. For me, it was very nice to hear that I'm not a procrastinator, as I used to see myself, but that it's just a bad habit that I can overcome. Hopefully, it will help you too.